Maya, can I ask you something personal?
Of course, always.
How many times have you sat down to study English, opened your notebook, stared at the page, and thought, I already know this. I have studied this before. Why does it still not feel natural when I speak? More times than I want to admit. And that feeling, that frustrating gap between knowing English and actually using it, that is the most common experience of every intermediate learner in the world. You are not stuck because you are not working hard enough. You are stuck because nobody has shown you how to move what you know from your head into your mouth, into your real daily life, into your real conversations.
Until today, welcome to English Boost Zone. This is your weekly English listening and learning practice for intermediate, B1 and B2 level learners. I am Maya.
And I am Jake. And today we are doing something a little different, something we have been wanting to do for a long time. We are combining real English learning with real motivation, because in our experience, the two things that hold intermediate learners back are not knowledge and not ability. They are confidence and consistency. And today we are going to work on both at the same time.
Here is exactly what you are going to learn today. In Section 1, you are going to learn how to use 3 powerful everyday English phrases that most intermediate learners underuse completely. And more importantly, you are going to understand how to build them into your daily conversations starting today. In Section 2, you are going to discover one mindset shift that changes everything about how you approach learning English, a shift that fluent speakers made early and that most learners never make at all. And in Section 3, you are going to build a simple, realistic, daily English habit that fits into your real life. No hours of study required, no textbooks, just real English woven naturally into your everyday routine.
3 sections, real phrases, real mindset, real habits. And by the end of this episode, you will not just feel more confident about your English, you will have a clear and practical plan for making progress every single day.
Stay with us through all 3 sections, because the final section contains something that will genuinely change how you think about learning English forever.
Let us begin.
Section 1. And we are starting here because this is where the gap between knowing English and using English shows up most clearly. At B1 and B2 level, most learners have a solid vocabulary. They understand grammar rules. They can read and write with reasonable confidence. But when it comes to speaking naturally, the sentences come out flat, safe, correct, but lifeless.
And the reason is almost always the same. Intermediate learners use basic, safe phrases because those are the ones they practiced first. I think, I want, I like, I need. These phrases work, but they do not show the full richness of what you know, and they do not sound the way real native English sounds in everyday conversation.
So today, we are going to replace 3 of those safe phrases with 3 more natural, more expressive, more advanced versions. And we are going to give you real sentences you can use today.
Phrase replacement number 1. Instead of saying, I think, try saying, I have a feeling that, or I get the sense that. These 2 phrases do the same job as I think, but they add texture and personality. They make your opinion sound more natural and more considered.
Compare these 2 sentences. I think it will rain tomorrow. And I have a feeling it is going to rain tomorrow. Both sentences mean the same thing, but the second one sounds warmer, more natural, and more like something a fluent speaker would actually say in a real conversation.
Here is another example. I get the sense that she is not very happy with the decision. This is so much more expressive than I think she is not happy. You are not just stating an opinion, you are describing a feeling, an observation, something you have picked up from the situation. And that depth of expression is exactly what B2 level English is supposed to sound like.
Practice these today. Next time you want to say, I think, pause for just 1 second and try, I have a feeling that, or I get the sense that. Use them in a text message, in a conversation, in your internal English practice. Use them once today, and they will start to feel natural faster than you expect. Phrase replacement number 2. Instead of saying, I want, try saying, I would love to, or I am really keen to. These phrases do not just express desire, they express enthusiasm, warmth, and genuine motivation. And in English, these qualities in your language make people want to talk to you more. Compare these. I want to visit Japan someday. And I would absolutely love to visit Japan someday. The second sentence has energy. It has feeling. It tells the listener something real about you. And that is what great conversation does. It reveals the person behind the words. Or try this. I am really keen to improve my listening skills this year. I am really keen to signals drive and intention. It sounds ambitious and positive. And in professional English especially, showing enthusiasm through your word choices makes a genuinely strong impression on the people around you. Phrase replacement number 3. Instead of saying, I do not know, try saying, I'm not entirely sure but, or that's a good question, let me think about that. These phrases do something really important. They keep the conversation alive. They show you are engaged and thoughtful, and they give you a natural moment to collect your thoughts without the conversation coming to an awkward stop. Think about it. When a native speaker doesn't know something immediately, they don't just say, I don't know, and go silent. They say, that's a really interesting question, actually. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. They keep the conversation warm and moving, even while they are thinking. And that skill, keeping a conversation alive through natural transitional phrases, is one of the clearest signs of real fluency. So your homework from section 1. Today, in one real conversation or one written message, use at least one of these 3 replacements. I have a feeling that. I would absolutely love to. I'm not entirely sure but. Just one. Once today. And notice how different it feels.
Section 2. And this one is different from anything most English courses will ever tell you. Because this is not about grammar, it is not about vocabulary, it is about how you think about yourself as an English speaker. And I promise you, this shift alone will move your English further forward than months of additional study.
Here is the mindset that most intermediate learners carry, and see if this sounds familiar. I am learning English. I am still a student. When I am good enough, when I am fluent, when I have finished learning, then I will be a real English speaker.
Does that sound familiar?
It sounds incredibly familiar, because most of us carried that mindset for years.
And here is why it holds you back. Because that mindset treats fluency as a destination, a place you arrive at after enough study, a finish line you cross when you finally know enough. And as long as you see it that way, every conversation becomes a test. Every mistake becomes evidence that you have not arrived yet. Every gap in your knowledge feels like a reason to wait before speaking.
The shift is this. You are not learning English. You are already using English. Right now. In this moment, you are processing, comprehending, absorbing, and engaging with English. You are already doing the thing you think you are preparing to do.
Fluency is not a destination. It is a direction, and you are already moving in it. Every episode you listen to, every phrase you practice, every conversation you have, even the imperfect ones, especially the imperfect ones, all of it is fluency happening in real time.
When you make a mistake in English, you are not failing. You are adjusting. Your brain is receiving information. This phrasing did not land the way I wanted. Let me recalibrate. And that recalibration is learning. That is growth. That is exactly what becoming fluent feels like from the inside.
Here is the practical difference this mindset makes in daily life. A learner with the old mindset hears a phrase they do not know and thinks, I need to study more before I try that. A speaker with the new mindset hears the same phrase and thinks, interesting, let me try using that today and see how it feels.
One mindset delays speaking. The other mindset accelerates it. One mindset waits for confidence to arrive before acting. The other mindset knows that confidence is built through action, not before it.
You are not preparing to speak English. You are speaking English. And the more you act from that identity, the more naturally the language will come to you. Because your brain will stop treating English as something foreign and start treating it as something that belongs to you. Because it does. You have earned every word you know.
Every single word.
Section 3. And I promised you that this section will change how you think about English learning forever. So let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
How much time do you think you need to practice English every day to make real, consistent, noticeable progress?
Most learners would say at least an hour, maybe 2. A proper study session. Textbook open, notebook ready, full concentration.
And that belief that English practice has to be a dedicated formal study session to count is the belief that stops most intermediate learners from making progress. Because on the days when they do not have an hour, they do not practice at all. And those days become the majority, and progress slows, and frustration grows, and the gap stays exactly where it was.
But here is what we know about language acquisition from everything research and experience has shown us. Small, consistent, daily contact with a language does more for fluency than occasional long study sessions. 10 minutes every day beats 2 hours once a week, not slightly, enormously, because the brain acquires language through repetition and through frequency, not through marathon sessions.
So here is your daily English habit plan, and it takes less time than you think. In the morning, when you wake up, spend 2 minutes thinking in English, not studying, not writing, just thinking. What are my plans today? How do I feel? What do I want to do this evening? 2 minutes of internal English monologue while you make your coffee or get ready. No notebook required, no pressure, just your thoughts in English.
During the day, in any quiet moment, on your commute, on a lunch break, while walking, play English audio, a podcast, a short video, a radio program. You do not need to take notes. You do not need to study it. Just let natural English fill your environment. You are building familiarity, normalizing the rhythm and speed of real English, and training your ear without any effort at all.
In the evening, spend just 5 minutes reviewing one phrase from the day. Write it down. Write one sentence using it that relates to something that actually happened to you today. Something real, something personal. Because language that connects to your real life sticks in your memory far better than language that exists only in a textbook.
2 minutes in the morning, audio during the day, 5 minutes in the evening. That is 7 minutes of intentional English practice built around a full, busy, real life. And if you do that every single day, 7 days a week, for 3 months, the progress you will feel will genuinely surprise you, because consistency always beats intensity. Always. The learner who practices for 7 minutes every day will outpace the learner who studies for 3 hours once a week, every single time. That is not an opinion. That is how language learning works. And here is what I want you to understand about that 7-minute habit. It is not just about the English. It is about the identity. Every morning when you spend 2 minutes thinking in English, you are reinforcing to yourself that you are someone who uses English daily. Every evening when you write that one sentence, you are reinforcing that you are someone who reflects on language and grows from it. And that identity, the identity of a daily English user rather than an occasional English studier, that is the identity that leads to fluency.
I want to say something directly to every intermediate learner listening right now. You are closer than you think. The frustration you feel is not a sign that you are failing. It is a sign that you care. It is a sign that you want more from your English than where you currently are. And wanting more is not weakness. It is the engine of everything. Gently. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not as wide as it feels on the hard days. And the path across that gap is not as complicated as the language learning industry sometimes makes it seem. It is made of small steps, taken consistently, with patience and with belief. Use better phrases. Shift your mindset. Build a daily habit. That is all. 3 things. And every single one of them is completely within your reach starting today. Not when your English is better. Not when you feel ready. Today. Right now. From this episode forward. Warmly, with a smile in her voice.
Because the version of you that speaks English confidently, naturally, and fluently is not a future version. It is this version, right here, doing exactly this, and getting closer with every single listen. Here is your challenge for this week. Start the 7-minute daily habit tomorrow morning. 2 minutes thinking in English when you wake up. English audio during the day. 5 sentences written in the evening using 1 new phrase. Just 1 week, 7 days. And tell us in the comments what you noticed by day 7. We read every single comment on this channel, everyone, and we want to hear your experience, your wins, your questions, your breakthroughs, and yes, even your frustrating days, because this community grows together, and your story might be exactly what another learner needs to hear today. If today's episode helped you, please subscribe to English Boost Zone so you never miss a new episode. Like this video, share it with one person who is at intermediate level and working hard to improve, and hit the notification bell so every new episode comes straight to you. Next week, we are covering how to express your opinions in English naturally and confidently, because having ideas is one thing. Expressing them clearly, persuasively, and naturally in English is a skill, and it is one we are going to teach properly.
Until then, think in English. Listen every day. Write 1 sentence tonight.
Softly, you are already doing this. Keep going.
Quietly. Keep going. I'm Jake.
I'm Maya, and this is English Boost Zone. See you next time.